Warm, please have a safe weekend. This live stream is pertaining to Nancy Guthrie. Few little updates pertaining to the home being released to the family. I don't know if anyone's going to be living there, staying there, but I do believe they've gotten an upgrade in the security. Crazy cars going by, one person arrested for DUI, another car that kept going by, speed in a blue car, Toyota. Excuse me, sheriff ended up stopping that car. I don't know what the hell's going on. But you know the old saying about going back to the scene of the crime? Has the perpetrator returned to the scene of the crime? And if he has, what is he looking for? What's going to happen to the house? Is Savannah going to go back to work? She also has uploaded another video pleading with the public to bring forward information. You can remain anonymous, but there's stipulations as far as getting, hello, Sophie. There are stipulations pertaining to getting the money. It will be cash, okay? But it has to lead to an arrest, prosecution of a person. Because the first thing I said, there's no way they're going to give you money anonymously. You put in a PIN code and say, oh, the body's over here, or no, she's over here, and that's it. Because this could be the abductor / you know what, claiming money off his own crime. Let's get down to business. We're going to go over here to Fox and see what they have to say about this storyline. Thank you for joining me.
We have new entire month. I'm going to bring in right now an expert on this issue and law enforcement, David Sarney, retired NYPD. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. Her pacemaker unsynced from her Apple Watch or iPhone, indicating perhaps that was when she was taken out. And then when she was taken out of her house, David, it's really, shocking that we haven't been given these images by the sheriff's department, 4 weeks ago, say. I understand that these images were taken maybe about 2 miles from her house, but what do you make of this?
Yeah, thanks for having me again. The situation was this. When they started the canvas, the extended video canvas, they went about 1.5 miles. So when they went that 1.5 miles, this video was not obtained by the sheriff's office for the depository because they never asked for anything past that 1.5 mile mark. So this was about 2 miles away. And the benefit was, the good thing is that the person who had this video notified, the police, notified the sheriff's office, FBI and sheriff went to the house. They obtained the video, and as you can see, there's a timestamp on it. You've seen several vehicles go within a particular time frame. There are people out there already trying to identify the vehicles at this time. I always tell people, wait until the experts do that, because I know we'll have experts identify what vehicles were the thing we're looking at. Mm-hmm. Is this a good lead? Absolutely. It's better than we've had so far. The glove, we found out we don't have anything really valuable of value on the glove yet. This is something that may be valuable to find out how they abducted Nancy and took her away.
Yeah, it's really incredible that we are almost 1 month into her disappearance in the middle of the night, pulled out of her bed. I mean, it's really just shocking. Yeah, now we're looking at images of her house. I want to ask you about this $1 million reward. That was somewhat new this week. How will that get someone to come forward with information, and why didn't they do it sooner?
Well, you're hoping that, and from my understanding, is the Guthrie family was told by the sheriff's department not to put out money for it because it would have added to more leads. They were thinking they get their leads as organic as possible, meaning you have people who actually care enough that don't worry about the money. But now at this point, at this juncture in time,
I want to interject there. Hello, Roro. Hello, Sophie. Question. Well, one comment made, I believe he was an FBI agent or ex-FBI agent. I was listening to him today. He said he felt like the video should not have been released to the public. Do you agree or disagree? I will put that on a poll. The video of the perpetrator at Nancy's house, should that video have been given to the public? Some will say yay, some will say no. Some will say, well, this gives us something to go on. Because you have people who have a lot of what happened to Nancy. Some are so far-fetched that it's like cuckoo. And I get it. Everyone has his or her own opinion, but some things that people are saying, I don't like entertaining it because it's like, if you're not going to use your thinking cap, just be quiet, okay? Just be quiet. But this here, the video, the eyes, this is what has led to one suspect, which was Carlos, detained, let go. Is he still being investigated? I don't know. Mr. Luke Daly, white guy, dark hair, features, dark. Detained, let go. Don't hear any more about him. Don't hear any more about who was with him, his mother's house, what happened to her, the brother, whomever. Same thing with Carlos' family. Carlos was worried about his brother. I haven't heard any more about, I don't know, bro, because I'm getting it all tangled up. Everybody's coming in with different versions of who's who. Allegedly, the Luke guy, the white guy who was in the Range Rover, he's allegedly supposed to be dating, allegedly, that's what I heard the other day, allegedly dating Nancy's cousin. Okay? And she just got a robbery charge recently, allegedly. So don't quote me, this is something I heard. So do you think the video should have been released? Now we have this reward. We now find out that Savannah and the family were told not to offer a reward. I guess because of all of the back and forth TMZ letters. But look where that got us. Nowhere. Just everybody hopping in, hopping out, jumping on the pony, jumping off, didn't know what to think, didn't know if they were real or not, never showed proof of life. So I'm trying to figure out what would have been the big deal about her initially offering the 1 million. Because guess what? Had she offered the 1 million day one, it would have booted, I think, this fake person out of the loop, and also that guy Derek Colella out of LA. I still believe Derek could be involved. I'm not pushing him out of the ranks either. I think we still need to be watching him because he was just arrested for fraud, defrauding his own job for unemployment benefits. So he's desperate for money, and desperate people do desperate things. And we don't know how all these people are tangled up, how they know each other, don't know each other, okay? And Derek is still the same guy who called Annie and Tommaso directly on their phones, which makes no sense. Savannah's the one with the money. I'm going to keep preaching that. Why are you calling her, Savannah? And that's what you should have been saying to Tommaso and Annie. Hey, I need you to pass a message to your sister. I got information, I got this, whatever, whatever the scam was. So I'm still on Derek, okay? But now with this $1 million reward, do you think she should have offered it, not offered it? But for some of us who were questioning the reward, we now know that she was trying to offer, because a lot of us were judgmental about why there was no hefty reward in the beginning. She is saying, I did try. They did not want me, sheriff, FBI, whomever. And the sheriff, he's a busybody. Because I got something I need to tell you about the house situation. Oh, you're going to love this. You're going to be like, when will this man stop talking? This man is a dodo bird. So, $1 million for cash, but it ain't going to be like what you think. You're just going to go in there and get it. Because the first thing I was saying the other day, like, oh, what do you mean? Conviction only, allegedly. Because we do not want the perpetrator capitalizing off of his own crime.
We have to some guy look for bad actors. So with these bad actors who may have information.
That's what they
was sent to TMZ, asking for Bitcoin for information. Now they've upped the ante and they said up that reward to over $1 million. Maybe that will have those bad actors who may have been tertiarily involved, who don't want to get arrested, maybe involved in this, get those tips. Apparently about 1,000 or so tips have come in since that reward is put out. And not only that, you're dealing with video footage. Apparently they have almost 10,000 hours worth of video that has been put in the depository. This video they obtained is pretty new and they didn't have it. So you're seeing a lot of changes with the dynamic of the investigation. It's now expanded even further than the 1.5 mile area to 2 miles, maybe a little farther than that. The FBI has moved most of their work to the outside offices, I think Phoenix. they're still doing the dynamic technical aspect, but you have to realize the sheriff's office is very, the resources are limited. So it takes time to get these things done.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's why people are so frustrated that more progress hasn't been made, especially after we got that big break of the image, of the bad guy that they're looking for that appears to have been trying to break into her house the night that she disappeared. What happens next in this case? Because we also got reports today that the feds, the FBI, and the sheriff's department may be ready to turn the crime scene back over to the family, to the house. So does that mean a stall in the case? I mean, it's really alarming, especially for those who knew her.
With the issue of the crime scene, and was it an issue about releasing it too early already and having the media go to it? I'm the detective. I don't release a scene until I feel comfortable that we have everything, and I mean everything, top to bottom, from rooftop down to wherever you got to go to that house. That's one thing. They've been there for almost 3.5 weeks. Hopefully, obtained enough evidence, and I don't know how they got any evidence from that house. We don't really know what they. Everyone's like, we get DNA. Understand this: DNA is invisible to the eye. So when you talk about DNA retrieval, you're talking about places where contact was made by somebody. And in that house, was there anything outstanding in the contact, the abduction of Nancy Guthrie, that would have had someone leave something behind? And that's why that video footage of the suspect who did the abduction, when you see he's trying to avoid as much forensic evidence to be left, namely fingerprints, DNA wearing a ski mask, and you also saw the other footage where you saw someone in similar appearance without that backpack. We don't know the date and time. I hope that the feds and the sheriff's office have a date and time for that individual, because that then can help tie in the vehicles that are seen on the video and maybe find vehicles similar to vehicles that were around that location, because you had to leave there somehow. You had to come back there somehow. So that's something you're going to look at too, to see if you can identify vehicles that are leaving that day that the viewer, or at least that witness, in the sense the ear witness, visual witness, got that video. Now you're trying to compare it to any other videos you have, and that's why you extend the canvas. The house, if you've got everything out of the house as you can, if you are comfortable and confident that happened, then you can release the scene. That's really what it comes down to, and I believe that a lot of it. You only release it when you're ready to do that.
Yeah, it's really such a shame that they haven't been able to find her before now, and you can just see the devastation in the Guthrie family's posts about this. Where do we go from here? If they do give the house back, is that a sign that they're scaling back the investigation, or do they'll pursue it to the ends?
Well, you've worked as much as you can for that scene. If it was an abduction, you've done the canvas, you've done the search in that area. If there's nothing else left at that location to follow up on, then if you want to move on from that, that's fine. We do that all the time. We have murder investigations in New York. We hold the scene 2 or 3 days. Outdoor scenes are a little more difficult to hold, but an indoor scene, they've had it for 3.5 weeks. You've had many people, you had the media go into it earlier, so it's already, that issue in itself is a problem. So then you go back, try to recover evidence, that could be contaminated. There's going to be an issue with that maybe later on in the prosecution part. But now you're looking at, where did they go? I call it the post-incident. And that's why the concern is, was this a target location? Based on what the video footage we have on the prior time that this suspect was there, or a suspect was there, we see it being targeted. So they had to have figured out how to get there. And from my understanding, Tucson is very, the nighttime in Tucson, or that area, is pitch black.
Right, so, light pollution. They want to keep it that way so they can see the stars, obviously.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, David Sarney, thank you so much
Who cares?
for joining us tonight. And maybe you'll come back when we have a good result, a good outcome from this devastating story.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Fox Live. We are tired, at least Queen is. I'm so sick of hearing about light pollution. Who the hell wants to live somewhere where they can't see any damn thing? Wild animals, 4-legged, 2-legged. That's why we're here right now with this story, because somebody got snatched up out of her damn house, possibly left her door unlocked. Did she leave her door unlocked? We got a lot to chop up. Let's get to it. House to be released to the Guthries. What are they going to do with the house? Who would want to stay there? Only a greedy person would want to live there. Yes, I'm going to say that. I personally would not want to live in my mother's house and she's missing and there's blood around and God knows what else is in there. Hell no. Because I don't want to repeat. Stay woke, everybody. And maybe that's what the persons have been doing yesterday. This morning, keep driving by. What are you all looking for in the dark out there? It ain't no street lights out there. So what are you all doing driving up and down? What are you looking for? Yeah. See, I always tell people stay woke. Is it because you've been hearing about the case in Espanol? There's one guy they pulled over, one or two of them don't speak no damn English. So what you looking for over there at dark 30? You lost? Had to call an interpreter. See, I listen to everything. Are you looking to see if the house, come on with it, Quay, has been given back and the reporters have shoe fly shoe? Is that why you all are over there? You want to see who was still lurking about? Because I get it, we're all curious when it comes to true crime, what the house looks like, the area. But do I want to go look at nighttime? What is it? You have a certain shift you work, you can only get off at a certain time, and this was your free time to go lurk over there where Nancy lived? I'm just saying. Or you were coming from somebody else's house and you just happened to drive by her house to get out of that area. I don't know. The guy that got arrested that was drinking and driving. You sure enough must be high on dope or something. You know that the police and the sheriff are over there. You know they have agents, all these different people, news reporters, YouTubers, TikTokers, and you're going to be driving over there drunk. Does that make any sense? Do that make any damn sense? Hell no. I think he was 30, 31 years old that got arrested, Hispanic male. I'm trying to figure out who's who. Was he the one in the blue car? Now we got this white car everybody's talking about, seen on the camera, somebody's footage. They've turned it over to law enforcement. Mr. Nanos is going through it. As you heard this one gentleman saying, 10,000 hours of videos. This is from the neighbors, their Nest cameras and security cameras. So basically you're telling us you haven't found anything on Nancy's camera, or you have. You just haven't released that to the public. So have they found something on her cameras to show us her coming out with the perpetrator, other perpetrators? Because now we have that being said by the sheriff, that there's possibly more people involved. How many people do you think are involved, Mr. Nanos? 2, 3, 4, 5? Is that why we got all this foot traffic at night? Last night, all these people driving by trying to see what the hell's going on over there by Nancy's house. See, this is what's scary to me. And I've said this to you all before since I've been talking about this case. I don't know what the motive was, who the target was, but if indeed it's about Savannah, she don't need to be out there anyway. Roro, I'm not sure. I've been trying to dig up something because Enton was talking about one of the people, or one of the persons that got arrested, the one that was drinking and driving, he got arrested. But then I remember the blue Toyota guy, he got pulled over, and that was the one they thought had a beard. So I don't know if that one, he got arrested or not. What I'm saying is, I can't see staying in that house. Excuse me if I'm all over the place because I get jumped off. Y'all ask questions, I forget what the hell I'm saying. Let's start with the house. I can't see staying in the house. I don't know what they're going to do with the house. But I can see a creepy crawly sending people over to look to see who's at the house and the movement over there. Stay woke. If there's more than one person involved, they're going to send other people, their partners, to go look. Hey, go see what they're doing over there. And Savannah, as I was saying, if she was the target, I wouldn't feel safe going near that house, in that house. Naturally, she want to go in there, maybe get some things that belong to her mother. They said somebody was ducked down in a white truck yesterday, and I don't know if that was her or Annie or whomever or the brother. But the point is, it's still gonna be a shit show because y'all got to go in that house. One, you got to get somebody to clean it. You got to clean off that porch. You got to clean off whatever happened inside. And that's going to be the talk right there when you see who's going in and what they look like. If they're going in there with hazmat suits, that'll tell you it's bad. So Brian Enton, you might as well stay for a little while because you've been on it and you've been doing a really wonderful job. Amen. But that's what's going to tell the story. What the people look like that's going in to clean. And how long it take them to clean. And as you heard this gentleman say, you don't really know what's evidence or not, because we don't even know what he did touch in the house, and how many people were involved. And let me tell you something, these type of creepy crawlers, they do all type of crazy stuff, if you understand what I'm saying. They'll eat out your refrigerator, grab a beer, light a cigarette, use your cigarettes, use your toilet. I know some of you saying, what, Queen? Uh-huh. I said that. Take a shower. Take a shower in your house. Now, we heard about a woman screaming out of a car. Don't know if that's related to her. This little white car going by looks like a little neon, soul type car, a little four-door, little square box car. We're hearing about that. See, you don't really know what's relevant and what's not relevant. The blue Toyota that was riding by up and down, speeding down the street. Sheriff eventually pulled that person over. Brian said he went by a gazillion times. Why do you keep going by? What are you looking for? Okay? What are you looking for, bro? Hell yeah, I find that suspicious. Because Brian said that as long as he's been on the ground 20-some days, nobody has ever sped by on that street like they ass was on fire. Why all of a sudden you come along and you speeding like you trying to show off or something. And then they said he pulled the visor down as not to be seen. It's dark outside. And I do believe he had a beard. A lot of people was commenting saying it was Tommaso, blah, blah, blah. I have not heard that it was him. But the point is, you're going by speeding, and then you're going looping back around to come back down the street, back down the street, back down the street. What the hell are you looking for, bro? What have you lost? Your GPS broke? What? So are these cars relevant to this case? All these cars driving by, the 12 cars that drove by on the video surveillance the morning that she was abducted, any of them related to the crime? The woman hollering out of the car, no viable information from that 911 call. Family getting the house back. What are they going to do with it? Sell it, rent it out, keep it, give it to one of the other children, grandchildren, auntie, sister, brother, cousin? I wouldn't stay there, quite frankly. And frankly, I'd be afraid to go in that damn house. That's just me. And I get it. People stay in homes after there have been murders, death, natural death, home invasions. But I think most people tell you, once somebody puts your door open, you don't feel safe staying there. And now they're going to have to upgrade the security to make sure there's no repeat of a home invasion. Thousands of conspiracies and theories about what really happened, the motive. Who the hell knows? Because as they say, you need to know who Nancy is. And I've been preaching that since day one. We really don't know this lady. We don't know nothing about her. We don't know if it's about her. We don't know if it's about Savannah. We don't know if it's about her brother, if it's about Annie. Is this an old crush from way back when? Somebody that Savannah could have jilted, broke up with. He broke up with her. He changed his mind. He's still in love. I don't know. Or as they said, somebody who was just looking for a thrill and found a house, thought it was vacant, wanted to rob it. These two photos, we don't know what's up with that. Same night, same morning, what? But let me tell you about that photo business. Whoever caught it, good catch. Who goes to a house, no backpack? I'm assuming you went up to the door. You didn't see, you saw the Nest camera. Why would you come back? And then you're trying to cover it with shrubs. If you came back, stay with me now. Let's say it's same day, different night, different day. It still don't make no sense. I go to the porch. I see there's a camera. Then I leave. Then I come back an hour later, a day later, 2 days later. Then why am I fumbling with the bushes, the flower bush, to cover the camera? I should already be prepared, right? If I've already been. I got scared. I changed my mind. Okay. Then why would I return back? I'm fumbling with a damn Nest camera. What do you mean? I just don't understand why she answered the door so early. Why? You think she answered the door? I'll put that on a poll too if you all think she answered the door. Because see, a lot of people are still saying that the blood stopped right there at the porch. No, it did not stop right there. Because one of Brian Enton's photographers or whatever zoomed back up that sidewalk and there's faint blood spots I did see on the walk. Yes. So the blood didn't just stop at the door, because a lot of people are saying that. And I thought that too until I watched a video about 2 weeks ago and I said, wait a minute, that looks like a blood spot. It was bigger. It was bigger than the ones at the door. You'll have to catch that footage. The blood does leave from the door. So it's not he knocked on the door, she came out, because guess what? Who is going to get up and go to the door when you go look at your camera? Say, whoa. You're not that groggy that you're not going to not look at your camera. That defeats the purpose of having a camera. When you go look at your devices to see who it is, well, if you look at your devices, you're going to see a person that's standing there with a mask on. That doesn't make any sense to go. First thing to do is dial 911. But there was more blood on that walk. It wasn't as prevalent as the blood at the door. That's why a lot of people missed it. But I remember seeing a drop or so down on the walk. So maybe he grabbed something, pulled something out of his backpack while standing there at the door with her and took her down that walk, because really that's the only viable way out to get close to a car, considering the lady could not walk. Now, back to this house business. Are you ready for this? Because you might need a glass of Chardonnay or a Coke 45. Nanos, drum roll, has decided to tell us that the family could have entered the house week 1. It's kind of quiet down there in the chat. I saw this earlier today. And I said, Queen, you can't get away from this case if you tried. Because there's other information I do need to bring you. Updates to some other breaking news. What did you say, fool? The family had access to the house week one. Well, let me think about that for a minute. Wasn't it near the end of the week the FBI came in to help? So you mean to tell me that? Keep wanting to call Savannah Nancy. Somebody's talking about Queen. How are they going to go in and out of the house while the FBI is coming in to do their investigation? That was the purpose of them being here at the end of this week, to recap everything and make sure they've gone over everything. We also hear that it was state's attorney's office there. The prosecutors were there looking. So those people you saw out there with the suits, the lady with the skirt and all of that, those were prosecutors checking everything out. So could there be an arrest soon? Don't know. But they said it's standard procedure for the attorney's office to go and assess everything. So when it is time to bring the bang with an arrest warrant, they'll have all their ducks in a row and they would have surveyed the house. I frankly would tear that motherfucker down. I said that. I wouldn't want that nasty house. Your memories are here. It's just like people like me who grew up in the city. You should know that where you grew up in an apartment building, that building may not stay there forever. You may have wonderful, fond memories, but you may go back to the city and the building is gone. Do you understand what I'm saying? So a house is the same. You grew up in a house, something happens, mommy, daddy can't keep it. You drive by, let's drive by, see if the house is still there. Okay, the house is gone. But you have the memories. And that's what these people need to focus on, having the memories of this house. I wouldn't give a damn about this house. Now, some other cuckoo bird want to come through and lay down them dollars for the house, take the highest bid on the house, give it to them. Here you go, wrap it in a bow. Wrap it in a bow. I would not want that house. I have said this before in my commentary. I don't see Savannah wanting to go back to that house. I don't see her even wanting to come back to Tucson, because this would be too traumatic. Hello, Wesley. This would be too traumatic. Hello, Julia. This would be too traumatic to come back. What are you coming back to? What are you coming back to? Well, let me help you. Hope you find your way home. There's nothing to come to. There's nothing to visit. Your mother has been hurt, more likely unalive at that house or later. She has not been found. You'd probably be lucky to get an identification of a location. Not a whole body, perhaps. Just keeping it real. So when you add everything up, the totality of it all, what is so great about Tucson at this moment? This taints good memories, quite frankly. The memories you had of moving to America with your parents, most of you did not know, those kids were born abroad. So they came to America, grew up here. Now, what's so great about Tucson now? You heard the mother saying why she wanted to live there in that video, okay? Yeah, I think she was there. They said somebody was hidden down in a truck. What is so great about Tucson now? Everything about the area is depressing. It would be depressing to me. What was nice and comfortable and lovely, great, stargazing, because that's all they love to talk about is stargazing. Well, that's the reason why the perpetrators went in her house. Okay, they decided they didn't want to stargaze that night. They want to break and enter and assault an old person. This is sickening, okay? But I'm saying, personally, me, I don't know what she's feeling, what her other siblings are feeling. I wouldn't care nothing about that damn house. My mama is missing. My mother stayed here. I lived here a few years with my mother until I went off to college. There's nothing there. Cactuses and dry ass weeds. You can have it. I pick me another city to visit in Arizona. Make some new memories some damn where else. Because you ain't gonna never feel the same. Every time you touch down, get in off the airplane, get in the airport, it's gonna be like dread. Here we go. I don't see how nothing would feel good. The restaurants, the shopping, the places you went out to eat. You're gonna think about your mama. You start driving down the street, you're gonna think about your mama. You go to the mall, you're gonna think about your mama. You go around the corner, we're getting close to the street, you're gonna think about your mama. It ain't nothing. And like I said, I get it. People die every day, but this isn't your typical type of situation of mommy, grandmama passing away, died of cancer. This ain't that type of party. Excuse the terminology, but this ain't it. I wouldn't care about Tucson at this point. Now, as far as her going back to work, that has been discussed by a couple of people. NBC has not said anything to her that we know of about how long she should stay out. But the point is, she is a mother, she is a wife, and she has a job. So she does have obligations. So I'm sure it's up to her to decide if she wants to hang on, linger on in Tucson until maybe more information comes out. Some people are saying it's gone cold, but it's still an open investigation. We also learned that they're moving it over to Phoenix, to the main headquarters, FBI headquarters. So there's a lot of transitioning going on. And I think it's obvious that this so-called sheriff's department does not have the fortitude to deal with these type of crimes. Now, naturally, they have crimes in Tucson, but you get a different type of depiction of what this place is. 1 minute it's a small town versus 1 million people. Well, 1 million people is not a small town. What you mean to say is, it has a small town feel of 1 million people in the county. We like dark streets. We like to stargaze. Well, guess what? You're aiding yourself to be a Dateline documentary. Oh, we don't lock our doors. That's another stupid thing I've heard. I bet you're locking your doors now. Also, I'm hearing about panic rooms. People are now trying to make panic rooms in their house. I read that today. Some company says they've gotten a lot of calls from the people in the area wanting to make a panic room. You don't need a panic room. You need a panic bedroom. In case somebody breaks into your house, they can't get in that damn bedroom. Checkmate. Because if you're waking out your sleep, the panic room don't serve no purpose. Hello? The panic room only serves a purpose if you can hear somebody breaking in and you run, go jump in the panic room. But if you asleep, ain't no jumping in the panic room. Let your bedroom be the panic room. Buy you some beautiful doors that are made of steel. Thank you, Julia. Thank you. Yeah, I've had them for about 2 weeks. I hadn't been wearing them. Thank you. But seriously, this is a weird case of foot traffic and people riding and suspects detained, let go. The sheriff making all these crazy comments that don't make no sense. And now he wants to tell us, oh, by the way, for the first week, they were able to go in. You weren't even done with this place. We heard you were done, but you weren't done with the place. And that's not good either, if indeed one of these kids is involved in their mommy going missing. I don't want to think that these kids did this to their own mother, but I don't trust people. I'm not on YouTube by accident. I hate to tell you all, because I have told you all, I do go to bed listening to this garbage. Very reason why I've had nightmares the past couple of days. Because of this nonsense. And you should know I had to Google some of the things that were happening in my dreams. That's another story. Where is this going? Do they have a suspect in mind? What will these videos reveal? 10,000 hours, that's a lot. And I'm going to say this to Nanos Nanos. I think you have just used the FBI. Yeah. You use the FBI to collect data, phone pings, kind of like what they're going to be doing now, going over all that video footage. I doubt that your office will even be going over that footage because they'll be too busy tackling other crimes, such as other people running around, jumping over people's fences, and fucking with their Nest cameras. I give up. Has the perpetrator returned to this house? We have had many sheriffs, agents, people in the news media at this home on the street. But could it be the perpetrator has driven by and blended in with the other people? I'm curious. The sheriff is too busy with the A&E reality show. There's Sophie, please. I just think he's got some issues. I think he has some issues with the FBI. But what he needs to understand is that a lot of these people who are in the FBI, they don't have anything to do with whatever happened before when one of his deputies was being investigated for RAPE or sexual misconduct. They don't have anything to do with that. So you can't blame these people for something they don't have anything to do. They're here to aid you, help you find an elderly woman. That is their job. Whatever happened moons ago in an investigation, that doesn't have anything to do with them. So leave it alone. Don't blame them because you had a rogue cop. And that's the bottom line. Let me see what I was going to find on my community page because I've got a lot of things I've shared, updates pertaining to this case. I want to try to play you all the latest. Everybody's talking about these old white cars. So we had an SUV leave yesterday, and somebody was ducked down leaving Nancy's house. Was that one of her children? I got a lot of videos. 10,000 video footage to go over. Let me see this here about this guy getting arrested. This is a dodo bird driving by drunk. I don't know. The street must be awfully popular. Okay, see if I can get his name. Doing the field test. He was drunk. Dark hair. Laughing. I don't know what's so funny. So he does have dark hair. So he's put in a paddy wagon. What's so funny? I'm trying to figure out what's so funny about getting arrested, drinking and driving. Now, I know this. This is one of the most ridiculous cases. Pray for the things to conclude quickly. All scenarios are possible. I can't keep up. Well, nobody can keep up. He's put in a paddy wagon. Let me see if I can get his name. It says a man was arrested for DUI outside Nancy Guthrie's Arizona home late Thursday after he was allegedly seen driving by 50 to 100 times while looking at a photo of the missing grandmother on his phone. Now, Brian Enton reported that. The weird behaving driver was nabbed after the media spotted him slowly driving past Guthrie's home in Tucson in a blue vehicle. Okay, so this is him. And repeatedly stopping to look at a memorial set up outside, according to News Nation's Brian Enton. The man, who hasn't been identified publicly, allegedly had an image of Savannah Guthrie's 84-year-old missing mom on his phone as he was inching past the home, Enton claimed. How did you all see that? That he had her picture on his phone? That's not good. That's not good. That's not good at all. And then he's laughing and grinning and can't speak any English. And I have told you that I do believe that the suspect is Hispanic, South American, Latin American, whichsoever. I do believe that. So this is the guy, the one that kept riding by in the blue Toyota. And finally, somebody got the tag number. He got stopped. He got arrested for drinking and driving. This lets you know how stupid people are. You're riding by for whatever reason, and you're also inebriated. What is your problem? That information was the New York Post. Now, here is the information about the white car, inside edition.
A Ring camera not far from her home captured this video the night of her kidnapping. The video comes as Savannah Guthrie posts a new plea on social media, vowing that her $1 million reward will be paid in cash.
Was Nancy Guthrie in this car caught on a Ring surveillance camera the night she was kidnapped? Video by Fox Digital shows a dozen cars triggering the camera's motion detectors as they sped by in the hours after her abduction. But this one is getting intense attention. It was taken at 2:36 a.m. That's 48 minutes after the kidnapped suspect was caught on camera at Nancy's front door. It's also 8 minutes after her pacemaker disconnected from her cell phone, which is the moment she is thought to have been taken from her house. The Ring camera is located here, 2.5 miles from Nancy's home. The car is thought to be a Kia Soul.
Kia Soul, that's what I was trying to say.
The Pima County Sheriff's Office says it is actively reviewable to be a Kia Soul based.
This is what the car that they're speaking of. Is this car involved in the disappearance of this woman? Does anybody have information pertaining to a white Kia Soul driving by this street after 2:30 in the morning? What's the relevance? Was it just somebody in the neighborhood visiting a friend, family member? Don't know.
On its slanting roof. The Pima County Sheriff's Office says it is actively reviewing the new lead. And today, Savannah Guthrie reposted a Today Show segment explaining how the $1 million reward can be claimed anonymously and in cash.
No matter who you are, you can call the tip in, you can get the reward without anyone knowing.
In her message today, Savannah added, "Please be the one that brings her home. Tips can be anonymous. Reward can be paid in cash."
We are blowing on the embers of hope.
She also reposted that gut-wrenching appeal, but some experts say the investigation may be stalled.
We've never really seen a case quite like this. I mean, not since the Lindbergh baby kidnapping. So there's no precedent for how long it might take to actually get some answers. It is entirely possible that we will never have the answer.
Sunday marks 1 month since Nancy Guthrie was taken.
We need to know where she is. Today, Savannah Guthrie also posted this photo of her mother holding the family dog Fetch. Today, Savannah Guthrie also posted this photo of her mother holding the family dog Fetch.
Okay, so sorry about that, everybody. Fetch. I don't think Fetch is alive. I haven't heard anything about the dog. Interesting. Where is this case going? Anybody have any ideas? Because that's the latest, is this car going by. I can't get over this guy laughing while getting arrested. I talked to you all about a missing woman out of Florida, Jacksonville, an African-American female. She's an older lady. I mentioned to you all last week that her children think it was that she was scammed because they saw some irregularities in her bank account, and sadly she was found deceased in Georgia near her car. I don't know what's going on.
Actually, Jack's Deja Bayfield since her disappearance. Now the reaction to how local law enforcement alerted the public in a story.
Margaret Hanley is her name, 72 years of age. She went missing from her West Side Jacksonville home. Her son is speaking out. He says her body was found in Hinesville, Georgia. They say the search for her could have been handled more quickly. And that is what her, hello, Wesley. Oh, I see. You changed. Okay, Wesley. You're so crazy. Thank you. Thank you, Wesley. You got a Thank you, Julia. Thank you so much. Thank you. If I look better, I had my hair down, but when I run out and run errands, I wear my hair cleaned up. This is so tragic to me, this elderly 72-year-old Black woman who went missing out of Georgia, and she has now been found deceased. Missing out of Florida, but she was found deceased in Georgia. Don't know what she was doing in Georgia. Obviously, she could follow directions because she was able to drive her car up there. She lived in a really nice neighborhood, had her own home, but the children noticed something in her bank account that did not look right. More than likely, money taken out. So I don't know if she gave somebody access to her money or she went up there to give somebody some money, but there was a camera that showed her moving about up there in Georgia. And so now the family's upset at the Jacksonville Sheriff's Department for how they handled her being missing and not putting out an alert for her. But I guess they're saying, well, once we got information that her car was in Georgia, we weren't in a rush to put out an elderly alert, silver alert for your mom. Yeah, well, she's dead now. Julia says, this is why I'm moving my mama in scary times. Yes. And I get it. Everybody lives differently. Okay? This is something people need to understand about your parents, grandparents. They have raised their children. Some of them want to be alone. They don't want to live where you live or in the city where you live. They like their house, their neighborhood, their trailer, whatever they're in. They don't want to be where you are. They are comfortable where they are. Even if they realize they're having mobility issues, dementia, memory loss, whatever, they are comfortable. It's like a double-edged sword. Especially if they're deemed, still able up here to function. But you have got to be careful with the elderly who they talk to, borrowing money, loaning money, scheme scams, date sites, all these entities that can get you caught up. I don't know. I had messaged a friend on Facebook, I believe it was yesterday, but then when I went back in, I got a notice saying something from Temu saying, thank you for, this is what it said. It said, thank you for being interested in shopping with us, but this is not the site. You need to go back into the, what did it say, the website to shop? And I thought, what are they talking about? And then, but what's weird is, when I go back on my phone, it's a message coming from my friend's messenger account. So I'm looking like, this is very bizarre. Because usually he always sends me something funny, some funny videos and stuff. And I just found it weird that I hadn't heard from him. And then I read today, thinking it's his account, and it's saying it's Temu. So I don't know if the apps crossed over some type of way, which that can happen. But see, this is why we really don't need to be on these damn apps. Because I told you all how I got locked out my account a couple of years back. Fooling with the a GoFundMe page, trying to get in there on a GoFundMe page, and I was trying to get in there without, using my real name to, go in and read and maybe donate some money. And then next thing I know, it booted me out of Google. It took me 2 weeks to get back into Google, and naturally, I have to work with Google to do this. My account with YouTube, and I was just like, man, this is crazy. So I'm sick of phones, quite frankly. There's some days I miss the old ways of living. Landline, hello, leave a voicemail. That was the end of that. But we live in a different world now with social media. People don't feel obligated to, stop by the house, visit. Everything's a text. It's weird when I see older people texting. I'm going to start laughing like, please don't start that. I texted my friend. And you're like, you're 100 years old and you're texting. Let me stop. I wrote says, give me a phone with a long cord. But it's just the world we're in is so different and complicated, and everything's about what somebody said on TikTok, what somebody said on YouTube, what somebody said on Facebook, how somebody got scammed on one of the apps or date apps, or everything is so complicated. And it's not saying that we had, terrific people in the world 30 years ago. Yes, we had crime, drugs, alcohol, murder, whatever. But it just seems like now, but it's like, I'm telling you, there are days where I will wake up and wonder if I was even alive. Just because my mind separates sometimes to where I just don't know what's real or not. I'm just like, well, are you here? Are you still on earth? I don't know if it's something mental going on with the queen, but there are days when I am just floating out detached. Like, I don't even know where the hell I am. I don't know where I am. I don't know what I'm hearing. In this case, quite frankly, is self-evident of being in a bubble. I feel like I'm in a bubble. And when I come out of the bubble, I don't even know where to go, hop, skip, jump, what I'm doing. And you hear many people saying this who are reporting on the story. It's unlike any story that they have heard. And this is true. It's like we're living in simulation. Yes, you don't know what's real. You don't know who you're talking to is real. You don't know the messages that you're getting are real, text messages. This is why you always want to verify things coming from, anybody you're dealing with, financially, paying bills, paying stuff today. I'm making sure that I'm like, send it to this phone here. Send it to this number here. I'll make sure I'm getting it on my phone, not just no damn email. Send it to my damn phone. I want to verify, make sure everything, check everything out. But this is the world we're in. Verify. Every time you fill out something, it'll say, "Are you a human?" Then it wants you to play this block game. Put a check in the boxes where the bus is in. I can't even get into X. I've had issues with it in the past couple months trying to get in there. Something about my account was messed up. I don't know if it's because I wasn't using it at one point. It don't really matter because I'm already on 4 platforms now. So it's like, how many platforms do I need to be on? I do. This is why I like talking about other things. But every time I come up with a topic to talk about, there's always a Nancy Guthrie update or an update to something else I was talking about. Oh, this one guy, he's a YouTuber. He did an update on that black girl who lives in Pontiac, Michigan, and her kids are living in a deplorable house. And I saw how she behaved in court. I'm going to do a short on that after I get off this live. She was looking at her lawyer like, "What you gonna do? What you gonna do?" Honey, I would have had a little chit-chat with her. And don't you know she walked out of court while the judge was talking? Bitch, you the one that left your kids in a filthy house and was ordering them Little Caesar pizzas, and the children were in a house full of fecal matter, and now we learn the kids went and hid in a tub full of boo-boo. Excuse me. Just keeping it real with you. These children were living in boo-boo. Toenails out the hair, couldn't walk. Don't know how the children are doing, but they're with one of her relatives, her daddy or somebody. And my thing is, hell, is he any better to take care of them? And then she sit all up in court doing all this and, looking at the attorney like, "You gonna let this happen?" This is what she said. You gonna let this happen? If I was the judge, I'd be like, "Look at here, heifer, I will put you back in jail." And obviously she got out or bonded out. I don't know. Because, see, that's what people need to understand about certain crimes. When they're just like they could be felonies, misdemeanors, but if you don't have an extensive criminal record, they can let you out on pre-trial release, so your own recognizance. You don't have to have no bond. She may not even had no bond. I'm not really sure, because I hadn't heard anything recently. But she's free, because that was the first thing I said when I saw her. She had a pink shirt on. She had her long curly wig and had all that fake baby hair, which I'm sick of looking at that. And I looked and I said, hell, they doing hair like that in jail? That was the first thing I said. She still got the same wig on from jail. I said, what kind of jail is this? And then I said, no, Queen, she been free. Because it's been a year now, February 14th when they found the kids, last year. So it's a year later, and she in court thinking she cute with her too tight ass pants on. And honey, didn't she storm out of there? She said, not the fake baby hair. Honey, I can't stand it. Let me tell you something. It's no disrespect, because you all know I wear wigs. I'm sick of that baby hair. I'm done with that. When I see that baby hair on the women's wigs, I just want to scream. I'm tired of that flyaway. You got gunk hanging up in it like the glue dried, and then hell, you put a wig on, part of your scalp probably missing, because still, Dodo Bird, you ain't put together. You still putting glue on your skin. This is your skin right here. All this is your skin. So you putting glue on your skin and your good hair, your baby hair, your real baby hair. You obviously don't want the baby hair you got. I know some white folks are like, what the hell are they talking about? See, you don't hear white women getting no wigs and getting the glue around and trying to make it look natural in the hairline. They just get them little clips of hair and put in their hair, or they get a fall and blend their own hair in. Because that's what Nancy Grace do. Nancy Grace got some real thin hair, bless her heart. But you can tell she put little clips in her hair to make her hair full. That's what some of you black women need to do, because y'all look a damn mess with all that long ass Farrah Fawcett ass hair and fake baby hair, and then it's dried up around the edges, and your baby hair ain't supposed to look like that. And then too, it just looks too fake. Just, I'm sick of looking at it. What is this? Why I got dreads? You crazy. You a fool. I saw, I was in Walmart last night, so I've been shopping a little bit. And I was in Walmart last night, and I saw the cutest Well, I don't know how cute she really was, but anyway, I saw the back of her head. Her head was cute. Her mama had her dreads twisted real nice, and they were, the parts were real nice and neat, and it was all twisted real pretty, and it looked real nice and neat. I was like, yes, that's what I like to see when the baby's hair look good. I don't like seeing children hair look crazy. Because I be ready to cut your ass out. I see you walking in there with your $500 lace front and your baby hair nappy and need to be combed and twisted up looking crazy. And I want to say that too to some white folks. No disrespect. A lot of you like adopting children, fostering children. Let me tell you something. If you take in a black child, please comb their hair. If you don't know how to comb their hair, you don't know how to treat their hair, then go find a hairstylist that can show you how to do their hair. If you can't do their hair, then you need to take the child to the stylist as recommended to get their hair done. Please stop having these little black babies run around here with their hair short to the nub because you don't know how to comb it, you don't know how to grease it, put oil sheen on it, whatever. Just stop doing it, okay? Because it's disrespectful. All children deserve to look nice, whether they have hair, no hair. But it don't make no sense for these little black children, biracial children, getting all the hair chopped off because some of these white people, they just refuse to learn how to comb their hair. Just stop it. I can't stand that. Now, where was I? Y'all done got me all off track. Ooh, honey. I ain't done a live in a while where we just shoot the SHIT and just talk about life and love. And somebody asked me that recently about me dating. And I was like, no, Queen ain't been dating. One of my girlfriends asked me about going out tonight. And she's like, oh, they go out on Friday nights to the little spot. And I was like, oh, well, I don't know. I said, I ain't been there on a Friday night, so I wouldn't know. Honey, I wasn't thinking about going nowhere tonight, but right here to do this live so I can keep up with these updates. I did a little shopping. I bought me a clock. I bought me a gold clock. I finally bought a Keurig. She's like a baby blue. She's called Bluebell. Honey, me and this Keurig was about to fight up in here. What was it? When I bought it yesterday? I be getting my days mixed up. Yeah, I bought this Keurig yesterday. So I can't remember nothing. I bought this damn thing last night, and this damn Keurig act like she AI generated. She's telling me it needs to be cleansed. I have to read the directions, which I hate doing. And it's telling me you have to do this, some type of cleanse. Then it says something about a solution. I was like, I done spent all this money on this damn Keurig. I ain't got time to be spending no more money on no damn solution. Honey, I use H2O. That was my solution. And honey, I kept fumbling with it. Finally, I got it to work. But then she's so stupid, this Keurig. She must got a sensor on her because she knows when you got water in it already and you trying to press the button to start it. This stupid fucker tells you when to go put water in the water dispenser. You can't just go put the water in it and then put your K-pot in and then push it down and press play. You know what I'm saying? Press play. She knows when you have already put water in there and she won't work with the water already in. So you got to turn it on, let her do her thing. And then she'll be like, it's got a thing to let you know when to do the water. And then I got to go over here like I'm sneaking around in my own damn house and pull this stupid carafe thing off, put the water in, put it back on. Then I slam the top part down like a man. This shit finally worked. I don't remember that last Keurig. I ain't never had to go through all that trouble with the last Keurig. The last Keurig, I just wiped it down, put the pot in, put the water in, boom, hit it down, and she percolated it. This damn AI shit. This is a damn AI machine. She a pretty little machine, but she just don't know Queen was going to put her back in that damn box because something said, Queen, keep the box just in case you would take her back until it don't work. And knowing me, I'd get a smart ass attendant that would say, did you read the directions? Heifer, I don't need to read the directions. It's a coffee pot. Oh, you said instant coffee. Girl, I threw the instant coffee out there in the lobby. I couldn't wait to get rid of that instant coffee. It's just nothing like brewed coffee, but I'm going to be truthful. This Keurig one-step coffee maker business really is expensive because the pods cost, okay? So you're really still wasting money buying these little K-cup things or whatever. It's a waste. But our mind is telling us to purchase, because I would have bought one that was a name brand. It didn't matter to me. I was going to order one, but I really don't like ordering stuff. So when I went back into Walmart yesterday, I was zooming around. I said, oh, they got them marked down. And I just left out the week before they weren't marked down. I said, oh, I'm going to go on and get it. So you know me, I'm ghetto fabulous. I didn't open the box in the store so I could see what the color looked like. Hell yeah, I want to see the color. Because my kitchen, I'm trying to do like blue. It was going to be blue and green, the kitchen. That's why I wanted a green curry. But Target wants $60 for the green curry. And I don't want to pay $60 because I got to pay Uncle Sam his portion. So you're talking about $65, $66. Hell no. It's almost $100 damn. So now the kitchen is got this blue percolator. I went and bought me some canisters. Let me be careful because I don't want to draw. What do you think? It's got a wooden lid that goes on top. They're on top of the microwave. I cleaned these because it still had like little residue stuff inside. So they also had another blue design too that was kind of similar, but the bridge just went across. Oh, you like it? Yeah. It's two different ones. This the small one. They're so slippery, you'll drop them. This the small one. I don't know which one I'm gonna put the sugar in. I don't guess it matters. And I got my K-cups, they're in the refrigerator down in a drawer because I don't have nothing to put them in. The thing that I usually use for the K-cups, I got my candy and stuff in. So that's what I was looking for in the Dollar General, was something to put the K-cups in, but I didn't find anything. So let me show you this heifer, what she looks like. If I can get her out. You see I'm in the kitchen. I don't want to drop it. Can you see it? You like the color? Well, thank you. She'll do for now. You know, Queen don't like nothing. Queen don't keep nothing long, but I don't keep nothing long. Yep. And I bought some little beads too. Those beads that everyone's using in their little home decor. It's probably a little old now. Those big old knotted beads. Honey, don't you know the Dollar General had some little short ones for $3? They had black and cream. I got the cream color ones. And I also bought me a clock, a big clock. I guess I'm gonna put the clock in my bedroom, I guess. Honey, let me tell you something. I'm old school. I want to be able to see everything. I want to see a clock. I believe in watches, not cell phones. I'm old school. Give me a clock in every room. Give me a watch on my wrist. I'm old school, baby. And some cash put up. Not no debit card. I love looking at green money. Some people are like, I don't ever carry cash on me. I always use my debit card. Honey, you better get away from that, honey. Lord, I was sitting here talking about a missing woman. Now I'm sitting here talking about damn debit cards and cash. Lord, help me, Jesus. Oh, thank you, Julia. Yeah, it's plain now. I went out today looking for some furniture tonight. I got right to the store when it's getting ready to close. I thought they were closing at 8, but Fridays was 6. And then he said, oh, come back tomorrow. We'll be open at 8. You have more time to look. And I thought, honey, I done seen enough. I need to see all these high-ass prices. And I'm looking like, this is the clearance store? Don't look like the clearance store to me. Because he was trying to tell me, oh, the front of the store has the clearance prices. You know, I wasn't trying to be rude, but I'm looking at him like, $600-700 for something, a marble table, $679. When was that ever a discount? an entry table, but it was long, marble on top of the base, and then the metal is the bottom, and that was near the front. So that was $679. And then he said, well, if you go on back towards the dinette tables, those are the clearance prices. And I was looking at the prices and I couldn't see nothing. I'm gonna tell you what I found cheap in there, and this is my right hand to God. A sofa I looked at, because I looked at the chenille sofa that everybody's getting off of Temu, those little fold-up, pop-out sofas. I saw me one of those. It was real pretty cream. That one was $6 something or $7. The cheapest one, which is one I was thinking about purchasing, $529. That was the cheapest sofa I saw in there. $529. Amazon surprisingly has some cute furniture I've been looking to. Yeah, but I don't want that low furniture. Like that corduroy furniture that everybody's buying and they're decorating it on YouTube. You see it and they bring it home in the plastic and it pops out, pops itself out. It's too low. Now, the one sofa I looked at was kind of nice. It had a pretty fabric like that, fur-like fabric. But honey, she cost a lot. You won't believe how much that furniture costs in the stores. They're like $900 just for the chair itself. That's not including the sofa. That's just $900 on that chair. But long story short about the furniture, they're talking about they got an order from the warehouse. It might take 2 weeks. It might take 6 weeks. Honey, I need something my big butt gonna sit on now. I want to enjoy this cable that I got because I don't even watch it. It's just a TV sitting in here doing absolutely nothing. I stay back in my room, in my bedroom, like I'm in a damn halfway house. I'm back in my room like a kid. Don't do nothing. YouTube. I got to get off of this YouTube because I have a lot of channels to watch. Okay? I have cable now. So I need to be indulging and enjoying it. So this is why I want to get some nice furniture in this living room. I went on Marketplace just to see what they have, and I was like, no, I don't think I want nothing used. I want something new. But the new stuff, woo, Lord have mercy. They want a down payment on a car. You know I'm a fool. I'm not going to hold you all because it is Friday night, even though I have nowhere to go and nothing to do, which I could get out and go somewhere if I wanted to, but I'm not getting ready to go back out in that cold. Honey, I'm going to get it, put my nice little clock up, and that's what I'm going to do. I'll take a picture of all the goodies and I'll post it to the community page to show you the clock, the beads, the canisters, the coffee maker. I'm trying to be frugal, but everything has gone up, even in the damn Dollar General. And I really don't like buying stuff out of there that requires like a battery because I bought a cute little clock almost 2 years ago and it stopped working. So, you have to be careful. Me and clocks, we don't get along well. Watches, we have problems. They only last me about a year. Some reason. Yeah, well, it's just a habit. It's like anything. You keep indulging in stuff, and that's what you get used to. The YouTube, Facebook, it's all the same. You just get used to it. But I'm saying I've got cable now. I don't have no reason to be watching YouTube all damn day. But I know why I'm watching it. It's to see if I can get an update to this story. And I got to stop because there is some stuff I want to watch on cable. I have missed my reality TV shows from Sunday, Married to Medicine. I missed that. And Housewife of Potomac Part 2 of the reunion. I need to catch up on that. What else? I just got some stuff I need to watch. Some of the stuff I want to watch, you got to have certain apps, premium apps. I like those. I like them TV mysteries. One with Nicole Kidman in it. I want to see. I thought she had a movie coming out in March. Somebody got a movie coming out in March. How's your neighbor doing that came over one day? Girl, ain't that funny that you mentioned that? He came over the other day. I went on and opened the door. He said he just wanted to apologize to me for that night that he had, too much to drink. And I said, we good. I said, I'm doing some research right now on the internet, but I'll have to get back with you later. And he was talking about how he fell on his bottom and blah, blah, blah. But he looked disheveled when I saw him then. His coat was turned in like he didn't put it on all the way and flipped the collar. I don't know what the hell he got going on, but guess what? It ain't my problem. I'm not trying to entertain nobody up in here. I'm not about to be my own story. Do you understand that? No. No and hell no. 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 You know, he probably lonely, just wants somebody to talk to. But I was busy. I was doing some work on the internet, so I didn't have time to entertain him. And he started reminiscing about his life and this and that and what music he liked. You know, I wasn't in the mood for that. And I've learned that when you stop answering the door, people will eventually stop knocking. But you see, he came on back and knocked. He said, oh, no, I just coming by to tell you I feel bad about that night. And I didn't, want no problem with you. I said, no, we good, we good. And I, talked briefly, let him know we're good and don't worry about it. And he was thanking me for walking him back to his apartment. He was like, well, I really appreciate that. You being nice to walk and, make sure I was okay. I said, yeah, but that's the right thing to do, I'm not going to let you just walk out the door and fall and bust your face. That wouldn't be right. But anyway, it is what it is. What's a skeleton's favorite type of road? What? Okay. Well, let me show you what type of road I'm on. Hold on 1 second. A disappearing road. How about that? I don't know why folks love coming in this chat trying to disrupt the live stream. Every time I go live, we can have such a peaceful live, and then here come a fool. Friday night, baby, you need to go out on a date. Go get you something to do. Go to the movies. Before I check out of here, I'm going to say this about this case. It's daunting. It's scary and it's daunting. And it's scary because a woman is missing, an elderly person, And you're wondering why she's missing. And I'm going to tell you something. I was thinking this lately and today. What has Savannah's husband asked her about this case? Did he ask her, hey, you have any idea why your mom is missing? Do you know who would want your mom missing? Do you think this is about you? I wonder if he's asked her. I mean, you don't want to be an interrogator, but there's no way you could be in a relationship with a person and not ask. The elephant needs to be addressed. And I would ask her. I don't know if he has done so, but I would ask her, what do you think is going on? Do you have a stalker? Has somebody been sending you nasty letters, emails, messages at work? Anything been slid under your door, put on your computer? You just never know. And I would ask her. And I've asked that question the past couple of days. If this woman and her siblings have an idea who may have done this, why they did it. And as for Megyn Kelly, you need to lay off. You need to grow up, little girl. You act real silly for an adult. Talk about, oh, she must know something. So I was trying to understand what you meant by that, what she may know about the case. That her mom was taken out of her bed. Look, Dodo Bird, most of us know she was taken out of her bed. She's either taken out of her bed, the sofa, or recliner. It's not rocket science. Who cares? Bed, sofa, her house, on the roof. Who cares? She's missing. Just because she said that in her video taken from the darker night from her bed, anybody with sense would know it's probably her bed. They probably did tell her something. Hey, we see evidence that your mother had a struggle in her bedroom. I don't see that is a big deal. Anybody can use sense. More than likely, she was asleep because she was going to church the next morning. You need to simmer down because I'm getting real sick of you. I was watching your little commentary, but then when I learned about one of your little dirty secrets with the blackface paint, I don't like you much. Now, the Lord tells me I need to forgive, but you know what? I'm going to pray about it. Because I was watching your commentary, but I noticed you like to mix politics in your commentary, and you can't do that because everybody's not the same. And let me say that too. Every Democrat ain't the same. Every Republican ain't the same. So you need to stop judging people according to something they did or said and say, well, oh, that's the way a Democrat or leftist thinks. That's so childish. You're very childish for your age. You talk like a lot of people that be on the news breakout. I see that all the time. Anytime something happens, a crime, they always want to call Black people they, them, those. Oh, it's a Democrat city. You shouldn't be shocked. As if there's no crime nowhere else where Republicans are, running the government. Governors, senators. That is so childish. People are people. Republicans seeing Megyn Kelly. I mean, what bubble country you live in? You know some Republicans that ain't never sinned, that ain't never broke the law, that ain't never fornicated. Girl, you need to stop that bullshit. People are people. I really consider myself really a conservative liberal, quite frankly, because I believe in a lot of things the old way, old school way. I believe in a mother and a father raising children. I believe in marriage. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I don't believe in cats and dogs marrying one another. I don't. I feel like I'm talking crazy right now. I need to eat something. I'm going to make me something light tonight. I'm going to make me some tuna. That's why I think I won't. Because I was supposed to make it yesterday and forgot. But I'm getting ready to empty my trash. So I'm getting ready to do all the cutting the onions and all that up. And eggshells and put them all in the trash. And then take it to the trash chute and dump it. That way I won't have none of that stuff sitting in my new bag. You understand? See, that is too much information. But yes, I said, honey, I was craving some tuna yesterday for lunch. I think I'm going to do it because I don't want my eggs to expire. Ooh, eggs are high, aren't they? Honey, I don't even eat eggs like that no more, but they sure are high. Okay, Pat. Oh, you're so funny. Yes. For those of you who are new to this channel, I do recommend that you use an alias while you're on social media. Now, I'm going to say this. If you want to use your government name on Facebook, that is your choice. But once you venture off of Facebook into articles, videos, and you're giving your opinion, that is your government name commenting. And most of you should know this. So I am just saying to you, a lot of you have a lot of public information on your Facebook pages. You have your real name, where you work, things like that. You need to be very careful because when you come into this stupid platform here, you have a lot of busybodies who don't have nothing to do, and all they do is keep up SHIT, and they like to stalk and dox and look up stuff. I recommend you use an alias. I mean, if your name is Julia, you can say your name is Julie Jones. Julie Jansen. Because we just live in a terrible world where people are messy and they don't have anything to do. This is why you have all this information allegedly about Nancy and Tommaso and who bought a house and a second house and who got debt. Nothing has been confirmed about a debt Nobody having a gambling debt. This is shit that people just keep passing as gossip. Nothing has been confirmed. We are Southern girls, quick. It's so funny. But you understand, for your own safety, you need to use an alias on social media. Your friends and family know who you are and where you were raised. They'll understand. And you'll see a lot of Black people on social media. They don't use their government names. They use all type of weird ass analogies and sun bright, sunshine. I'll see on Facebook, oh, what the hell, hers is sun bright rose, some type of S-H-I-T. I be okay. But people that know you, they know your name. That's the point I'm making. They know your government name. So you don't have to put your government name on your social media pages. I don't recommend it. Because if you're going to be on this thing here, commenting, arguing with people, all they're going to do is go out of here and look your ass up. I've been around people who do it. Oh, let me go look her name up. Let me go look his name up. I mean, I was in a public place the other day and a person wanted to look up the damn bus driver name. And I just thought, what the hell? See, you can't talk around everybody. And we're going to quit that too, because Queen is definitely trying to get her another car. So pray for me in that area. I want me another SUV, because me and cars, we don't work well. So I'd rather have a truck. I'm going to try to find me another SUV here in the next, I say I give myself, I say 2 months when it warms up. But, you know, I'm still looking. I'm looking now. But, yeah, I want me another SUV. Something, you know, because I don't want to be crawling out of cars. And then, too, I'm like my mother. I like shopping bags and carrying bags. They said they called my mother the bag lady in Chicago before she died. So I guess I'm now like my mother. Every time you see me, I got a bag of this, a bag of that. And I like to rummage around and look at stuff. I like going to the thrift stores occasionally. And my thing is, it's best to have something to carry your items in. That way your neighbors don't know where you've been shopping. That's a trick. Y'all ain't figured that out? Hello, Vicky. But yes, you don't want people in your business, especially when you live like an apartment, a condo, or you live close to your neighbors. Carry on bags. Matter of fact, I saw this cute bag at Walmart last night. It's a laundry bag with 2 handles, but it's really perfect for anything, groceries, stuff you want to carry from your car to the house, whatever. It's like $18.90 something. I saw it last night and I thought this really would be a good bag to have. This way, you really wouldn't need no other shopping bag when you know you're going to be, you know, buying a lot of stuff and put it all in this one canvas bag. You can find it in Walmart. It's cream with little black designs on it. And it's like $18.97, even though that's still out my price range. Because, you know, Queen don't like spending a lot of money on the foolishness. But the point I'm trying to make is that people are nosy. And if you don't want people to know that you've been to the beer store, the liquor store, you went and bought 3 things of Sprite, you put it in covered bags, decorator bags. Nobody knows what you have bought. Now, people can call me paranoid. I act this way because of the environments that I have lived in since being an adult. So when you live around people who are busybodies, and they always got something to say, these are the little tricks you learn. You carry decorator bags and don't nobody know what's in them. I carry them every time I go out shopping. I walk out here with an empty bag. When I come back in here, you don't know what's in them bags. It could be laundry. It could be anything. I don't want you to know. And this wards off people begging as well. Do you understand? Somebody see you coming in with Cokes and Sprite, they'll be bold enough to ask you for one. Hey, you mind? You spare me one of them 7-Ups? Yeah, I mind. See, you got them in a bag that ain't a grocery store bag. Don't nobody know what's in your bag, your colored bag. Claim it and it will happen with the good Lord's help. Yes, I am claiming it. Just like I claimed that coffee maker for a couple of months. I finally went on and got it last night. I was about to beat that damn thing. I said, you know, this is sad. Always some damn Korean got to change the game of a coffee maker, got to make it difficult. I was about to say, what is this, calculus? It's a stupid coffee maker. At right? Y'all know I ain't got no sense. But yeah, on a lighter, this is a lighter note, but prayers for the Guthrie family. But as I was saying, I wonder if her husband has talked to her, if he has asked her questions about their relationship. I mean, the relationship with everybody and any suspects and anybody that she think may have harmed her mom. Because he's curious. He's her husband. He has to be wondering, like, who did this? Why would somebody do this? And what has she said? And she also has done a few videos now by herself. Is that something she's trying to tell us? Although she has mentioned Annie in one of the videos. But I don't know. Because I know sometimes we can jump to conclusions. When we see people doing things alone, we can think, oh, it must be something going on. Maybe they felt like, people have come down harsh on them as well, judging them. In the original video, they don't want to talk publicly anymore. I don't know. I just pray it's not any of her children. I pray it's not her children. It's not anybody in her family, because that would be devastating to find out your own sibling hurt your mother. And then you've been around them since you've been on the ground. That would be a lot to digest. Said Queen, I don't believe any of it. How about that? You don't believe what? What are you talking about? What are you talking about, Wesley? Now you throwing me off. What are you talking about? Confused. I'm reading your comment like a show. What you trying to say? What you saying? She put on an act? What are you saying? Look, I said you getting a little ripe. I'm like, what's going on? What's going on? I'm missing something. What you talking about, baby? And the way she said it, and how about that? Oh, they got, look, the shoulder in it too. It's got a little, what is this little white girl movement? What is this all about? The hell is going on? It's taking you too long to type, girl. I gotta eat something. What is it? Exactly. Look here while we're over here. Oh, I got you. Well, damn. But look. This is why I have not tried to say anything disrespectful about those kids. I may have said some things that may have come across as not nice. I will apologize. I don't want to accuse these kids of that. Because you remember when I did the Idaho 4, I made sure to never implicate nobody, because I didn't know these kids. There was no way I could fathom who would hurt those kids. Now, have there been some cases after that I have said, I think somebody did something to him? Yeah. Sebastian case, I've done it. Okay? Summer Wells, before that, I did it. This case, I don't want to say these kids did anything. But I understand what you're saying. Because a few people have said that. Probably many people think that. And I thought about that with Savannah. God help me. Because I'm weighing everybody in this story. Don't we are in this kind of world? Well, I said to myself, self, could this lady who works on the news know what happened to her mother? Could she be involved? Could they have all gotten together to get rid of this old lady? Did they find out something that the old lady did or said? Some type of secret she held? And now they're angry with their mother? This is some more Lifetime Netflix shit I had to start thinking up in my brain. I said, did they find out a dirty secret about their mother? Did they find out she was a prostitute or did something crazy? See, I don't want to think like that. And that's not healthy. But I thought, she's in New York. Why would she want to get rid of her mother? She's got money. She could care less. If she want to not give her mother money or whatever, she could just ignore her. So, as a lot of these FBI agents are saying, ex-FBI agents, they're all saying, at least most of them, who has something to gain by the lady disappearing? That's number one. Number two, maybe what you think it is, it ain't. So it's like a double-edged sword. You're thinking it's somebody close because it usually is. But then there's always that rare case, like the Idaho 4, it's nobody that knows the kids or the lady. It's some random person just popped up, started stalking her, stalking the house, and broke in and did whatever he did. She knows how it works. And maybe the mother took part. She knows how it works, and maybe the mother took part. What you saying? What you gonna? Okay, listen. Shit. I ain't gonna never get out of here. Okay, I thought about that too. Nancy's a part of this. It's a hoax. Okay, but why am I gonna make myself bleed? I'm an elderly person. I can't afford to lose no blood. So why am I gonna bleed? Let somebody cut me or do something to me. For what reason? And what would the hoax be for? So I said, no, I have to scratch that. Because ain't no elderly person gonna do that. That's something a younger person would do. Hey, cut me, shoot me in the knee. I ain't gonna bleed too much. I ain't gonna hurt, you know. And they can tell you, you know, how close the gun is to the wound, to all that. I discounted this story long ago. Well, a lot of people have discounted the story as being, you know, probably self-serving, somebody close to this lady, such as family, somebody that's worked for her. But what I say, and I'm gonna keep saying, in order to get to the truth, you got to do a victimology. You got to know who Nancy is, how she rolled in life, how she talked to people, how she dealt with people, because that is relevant as well. Because as I have said before, this could be just some bullshit or something that lady said, and another thing, and another thing. She liked to be on that neighborhood app. What did I just say about using your government name? Well, that neighborhood app, you're using your government name or a fake name, right? Who's to say she ain't said something crazy on that app and some other neighbors were reading it and they got offended by something she said? See, you don't know everything she done said. They just giving us bits and pieces about the Nest camera and her wanting it a few years ago. I don't know. But she could have been talking crazy on that app one day. Could have been talking bad about the mailman, the UPS driver. Stay woke. Because these people have same routes. So who knows what she could have done said about one of these men, women, it got back to them. Or she could have said something crazy to them deliberately, into their face. I don't know what to think. But I still weigh on to sexual assault. As one of these guys said, the FBI, you can't use age, think, you know, decipher, oh no, this would never happen to an 84-year-old. A man wouldn't rape an elderly woman. Yes, he would, because they have. Diversion for the public's viewing more AI algorithm. Oh, let's stop. Well, I'm just saying, they're all dangerous. All the apps are the same. Because you're speaking your opinion. And once again, it's not to say you can't change your opinion 5 minutes later, but people remember what you just said. Do you understand? And you see this all the time. People having to take back what they said during a live or in a chat or a conversation, all because people start coming down on them and, oh, why you say that? Why you do that? Blah, 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 blah. You got to be careful being on these apps talking. It's just like doing what I'm doing. I got to be careful what I say, don't say. You know, telling people anything personal about myself, because people take every little thing and use it against you, and they try to find you. That's why I ain't trying to put out too much for a person to reach me, because I don't know who the hell I'm talking to out here. I am talking through a little bitty box. That does not mean I know y'all, and it don't mean y'all know me. Because let me tell you something. I don't have a problem with being just like that person that stepped up at Nancy's house. I put a hoodie on my damn self. Don't cross me. I probably shouldn't say that. You know, not to break in nobody's house, but I can act a damn fool is what I'm saying. That's my point. You can be pushed. You can be pushed to do crazy stuff. Now I'm telling on myself right now, but no, I wouldn't break in nobody's house. Hell no. I ain't going no jail for no damn breaking the internet. That's out. That's why I don't know why this fool did it. Because see, it's just like what I said, depending on the laws in Arizona, you have put yourself in a bowl, fish bowl you can't get out of. Because you've got charge on charge. Charge on charge. You got breaking and entering. You got kidnap. You got assault. And then whatever happened to the corpse, the body. So no way I would put myself in no predicament like this. I don't care how angry I am with a person and they've done something. I would pray I would never step into this part of the universe and do no crazy SHIT like that. Hey, bro. So I'm gonna pray for all of us that we don't end up like this person. To where we would step out of character, you know what I'm saying? And say, I'm gonna bust in this person's house. But I'm gonna tell you something else, and I am gonna get out of here, okay? The fact that these neighbors are so free to tell people they don't lock their doors. Are you high? I'm praying that whoever's been saying this bullshit to Brian Hinton and other people, that the camera's paying down to your feet. You do not need to be telling more dodo birds, oh, we were leaving our doors open before Nancy disappeared. You still leaving the door unlocked because now they're saying she possibly left her door unlocked. That's why he left it open. He just walked on in because now I heard today it wasn't jimmied. The back door wasn't jimmied. You could see the front gate, that iron gate, black gate, it didn't look jimmied. So then you go around to the back, it don't look jimmied either. So then how the hell did he get in? She forgot one day to lock it. Maybe she went out one day to sit by the pool or read a book and then just went in. You know how you get busy, you get to fumbling around, going in the refrigerator doing something, and then you forget about going back outside. You may have intended to go back out the door, but then maybe the phone rang and she went to talking and forgot all about going back out that door, which means she didn't lock it. Because when you got plans to do stuff outside, you're not gonna keep coming in and out, locking the door, locking the door, locking the door. It's just like when, you know, whether you at home or you got a gathering, if people outside and you having a barbecue, you ain't gonna keep locking the door, because how they gonna get back in to go use the bathroom and do all that? It's unlocked. Okay, you at home by yourself. You going outside to water the plants or sit outside. Then you get up to go in and make you a little cheese sandwich or whatever. You don't lock the door. But then you might get distracted when you come back in and you forget to lock the door. You know, we're all human. I've done it. I did it last week. Came in from the trash chute, and usually I go straight here to the sink to wash my hands. And I washed my hands, but I didn't go back to the door to lock the door. And I had went back in my bedroom, sat, watched TV, and got up, walked, and stood like I had seen a ghost, and looked at that latch turned up, and I said, holy shit, you done left your damn door unlocked. And it scared the hell out of me. And then, you know, with me talking about this, gave me the heebie-jeebies, even though I live in a secure building, but it don't matter. I can't say I trust everybody in the building. And I can't trust the people that come in the building that visit the people in the building. You don't know people. Yeah, well, you have to lock everything. And this is what I'm gonna tell you, and I am gonna get out of here because I gotta eat something. When you are out shopping, because I have done this before, I've left my packages at Walmart, the dollar store, because I'm rushing. This is how you forget important things to where you can get robbed, okay? Don't be in a rush. to shop. That way you don't leave your bags, you don't leave your keys, you don't leave your phone. Stop walking around with your keys and your phone and talking. Stop doing that. Stop sitting stuff down. Stop carrying extra stuff. Because when you're in a hurry, this is how you forget things. Then you get in a car, you're rushing, you're talking, you get out the car. You're pulling things out of the car. You may forget to lock the doors. Stop rushing. Now we're at the front door. We're putting the keys in the door. We're pushing things in with our feet because we got a whole lot of stuff. Now this is how you forget your keys in the door. Stop rushing. And make it a ritual. When I come in and pull everything in, boxes, parcels, laundry baskets, whatever you got going on, groceries, I make sure I have locked the door. And I make sure my keys ain't in the door. Rushing is the main reason why we forget. Keys in the car door, not locking the car, leaving valuables in the car, leaving keys in the front door, not locking the front door because we're rushing. We get distracted. People calling, talking to us, kids hollering and screaming. Somebody needs this, somebody. Focus, focus, focus. This is why when I'm out, I'm going to tell you the truth. I hate having lots of bags because I know Queen. I hate having a lot of, stuff to carry, this, that, and the other, because my mind is like, you're probably going to forget something or something's going to fall out the bag. Excuse me. So I get in panic mode. But that's not the real world. There's going to be days you're going to have a lot of bags. All I'm saying is take deep breaths and focus. If you pull up in your car to your house, you got a lot of stuff to unload. Just sit there for a minute or two, catch your breath, think. Okay, I'm going to get this out. I'm going to get this out. I'm going to go in the house. I'm going to put this in. I'm going to take the key out the door, make sure it's in my pocket, whatever. I'm going to go back out, go get the other parcels. You need to focus because this is how you get caught slipping. It's from rushing, being distracted. You got a lot on your mind. You may have to go in and make a phone call. So you're trying to rush to get everything in, or you got to go back out to go pick up a kid or something like that. This is how you get caught up because you're rushing. Stop rushing. Take your time. Take your time. My keys are on my neck. I unlock and unlock the door with them hanging around me so I don't forget my keys left. Brooke, like a little old lady. You putting the keys around your neck. That's so funny. But a lot of older people that I've lived around the past couple of years, that's something that they do. They get that little hard canvas material and they put their keys on those chains because they know. I've lost my keys before. It's just like a week ago, I left my damn keys in the damn mailbox downstairs. And that's something I have never done. As long as I have lived in places where I have had a lockbox for a mailbox, I have never left my key in a mailbox. I can't even recollect. I said, how did you get to be 55? I know what was going on. I was, irritated about something, trying to take care of something in my head, and I went down there to check something. And then when I went down there, I think I had some other stuff in my hand or something, and I had left the whole keys down in there. And I was walking on in the building, and I can't remember where I went. I went to the laundry room or something. I said, where are your keys? And I had to rush back down and pray nobody had took my keys out that damn box. Because, people do shit out of spite. But thank God, nobody took the keys because that would have been terrible, sitting up here. And then I would have had to sit outside my door in the lobby and make sure I watch my door, because naturally you can see the apartment number on the box where the keys were. And then I would have to sit out there and watch, make sure nobody tried to put the key in my door. But we know better now. You live and you learn. Stop rushing. If you're, like I said, got stuff on your mind, you're upset, you got a lot to do, stop, take deep breaths before you do the next task. Don't go run from one thing to, and you got shit on your mind. You know, you're thinking about a phone call, you're thinking about a deadline, you're thinking about something you gotta go put in the mail, and something you gotta go take to the post office, and who you gotta pick up. Take your time, because this is when you usually forget something. You leave something behind, you drop something falls out of a bag, because you're rushing and you're hurrying. And I have to tell myself that, slow down, because this is when you'll forget something important. Okay? That's my advice to you all. Now, if you are a homeowner, please get an adequate security system with motion sensors, floodlights. They move, they pop on as soon as anything walks on your property. That's why you have this new video pertaining to the neighborhood where Nancy lives. Every time a car went by, they're getting the notifications and the lights are blinking. And that's yards, that's feet away from the front door to the road. This person's lights are flicking on at their house. That's what you want. You want lights to pop on as soon as a person hits that damn driveway. They start fumbling at the door, sensors coming off on your phone. Hell, get you one that talks. Please step away from the door. Please step away from the door. Windows, same thing. You can't leave the windows unattended, because crooks like crawling in windows, cutting screens. You got to stay safe. Brooke, you a fool. Brooke said, and keep them keys on your neck. you ain't got no sense. Yes, and keep them keys on your neck. Yes, because it's easy to forget them. I lived around neighbors who never could keep up with their keys. It was always their keys, their phone. I'd be like, man, again, we back to this again. You done lost your damn keys again. Hey, no respect of how you doing. It's just every time you turn around. And I guess this happens with people as they get older. They become forgetful because they're doing this and talking to this one and sitting over here and get up and then left your keys in somebody's house. This is why you don't need to put your keys in cup holders when you get in people's cars, okay? If you're a lady, you need to carry a purse or a crossover bag. Do not sit with phone out, keys out. Before you exit the car, get your keys, get your phone. Because frankly, when you first get in somebody's car, your keys shouldn't even be in your hand. You're a passenger, so you have no reason to be holding your keys in your hand. You might have your phone in your hand. You got to stop doing all that. Put the stuff in your purse. Put it in your purse. Because I see a lot of women, young girls, are always walking around with their keys in their hand and their phone in their hand. And I'm like, how can you enjoy yourself if you're holding all this stuff in your hand? I've seen it when they used to go to the bars. They'd have lip gloss, keys, phone. And I'm looking like, how can you enjoy yourself holding stuff in your hands all night? You're going to forget something, because you're going to get the gabbing. You're going to start getting inebriated. You're going to sit that drink down. You're going to sit the phone down. You're going to sit the keys down. You're going to sit the lip gloss down. And now you just, and next thing you know, it's time to go. You walking out with nothing. And then you're like, oh, I don't got my keys. I don't got my phone. You got to pay attention. Always pay attention, because in the end, it's these little things as well that can lead to big things, because people are always watching. And that's another thing, such as leaving phones out, leaving keys out. People can see emblems. Oh, she's driving a Toyota. Oh, she's driving a Nissan. They can pick up those keys and go out there and start flicking, wait for the car to light up. Carry a small bag of coins for a weapon. I do. Oh my goodness. You're killing me tonight. Now that's old school shoulder. When I was growing up, my godmother, she was a little petite little black lady, thin, and she was a sweet little lady, but honey, she was hell. She told me, honey, she said, honey, ain't nobody gonna mess with me up here. She said, 'cause I got something for you in this Crown Royal bag. I'll let you figure out what was in that Crown Royal bag. She didn't carry a purse. When she ran out there to little errands, she carried the little Crown Royal bag. She kept her little blade in that little bag, you hear me? That little lady was something else. This damn tall, but she had a lot of spunk in her. Mrs. Black, God rest her soul. She's a beautiful person. But she was a small person, and she knew she had to carry a weapon living in the big city. Because you have, as I said, creepy crawlers. And this is why I keep telling you why you got to be aware of your faculties. Stop rushing. Because we as women, we rush a lot, trying to do too much. And this opens Pandora's box sometimes. Because people are also watching. That's why I say if you take your time, people are watching. Thank you. People watch you. You know, going to your car, getting stuff out. You know, just imagine living in a major city. It's dark. You've had to park a little ways from the apartment building. This is a perfect example. You're not thinking because you're tired, you're exhausted. You got bags of stuff from Target, the grocery store. You just want to get upstairs and eat and put your feet up. Okay, you've parked a little ways from the building. You're rushing, you ain't thinking. You're pulling stuff out. You left your keys or left the car unlocked. You get back and there's somebody in your car. See, you gotta think. Because there are always people looking and lurking. And they know you ain't locked that car door because your car makes that little beeping sound when you drive a more modern car. Beep, beep. So if somebody's out hunting, he knows, oh, she didn't lock her doors. And you're not looking at him because you're too busy fumbling with your groceries and your bags, your suitcase and your briefcase. And God forbid you got to come back, right? Oh, damn, I got to go back and get that other bag, them other bags. And he might be in your car waiting on you. Now imagine you got tint on the windows. You're not going to see him lying down, back seat, hatch. That's why I said stop rushing. Take your time. My grandmother kept a blade in her bra at all times. Now you know why I'm crazy, paranoid. I broke your mess. But I'm serious. And mace would help. Because nobody wants to be out here fighting a grown person, a woman, because you have women offenders too. Get you some mace. That's going to take anybody down. I don't care if he's 300 pounds, he's 6'7", he's 6 feet. He's going down. Mace is your best option. You don't even have to worry about a felony. Okay? You don't have to worry about arguing with the courts about who was right, who was wrong. Anybody start grabbing on the arm, the head, the hair, spray, spray, spray. They gonna let go. Because I need to get me some. I need to put that on my to-do list of all these little things I've been buying. I definitely need to get me some mace. Let's pray for Nancy. Even if we believe she's not alive and we don't know why she was in this predicament and how she was chosen, if she was a target, if the daughters were a target, son a target, the point is she is not home. And many of us suspect the worst case scenario. Well, yeah, that'll work too. That most definitely will work. A lighter and an Aquanet, most definitely. But let's pray for a resolution, whatever that may be. Even if this lady's not alive, let's pray her remains are found. And even if they are never found, let's pray for an arrest. So this is why this DNA is important. Video surveillance is important. People listening and paying attention to anyone acting weird and strange, because I believe this person is going to eventually tell on himself if he hasn't already. And if there are more than one person, oh, you already know there's a weaker link. Because in every group, there's a weaker link. There's the grand poobah, that's the hothead, and it's the guy or girl under who's timid and a follower. And that's usually who will tell, the follower. So if there are two or more, one of them will tell it eventually. They'll be out, they'll be running their mouth, they'll be drunk, they'll be high, and they're going to start talking about Skyline Drive. Exactly. The Lord already has this. Exactly. If you're a Christian and you believe in God, you know he does not want his children to suffer. And he would not want this to be suffering for her children if even she suffered and left here. He's not going to let this go unpunished. And I believe that. So no matter the circumstances, the who, where, why, what, nobody deserves this. And I know sometimes some people can say, well, you don't know how people were living. I know that. But I don't want to think the worst, that these people did something malicious to somebody to lead them to break in the house and kidnap this lady. But like I said, the flip side is, no, we don't know them personally as people and what they were doing. But I just don't want to focus on anything negative about them doing anything to anybody. But I do bring it up in the lives to bring up various situations to why she's missing. But I will be truthful with you. Queen has been racking her brain for 3 weeks now, 3.5 weeks. And I just don't know. I've got my theory, but then it can switch in a moment's notice. But I do believe this could possibly be a sexual assault. Because they won't tell us where the DNA is from, where you got it from to be trying to put it in coders. Where did you get the DNA from? What type of DNA is it? And see, when you talk about biological, that could be anything. That could be hair, that could be nails, that could be blood, semen, saliva, fecal matter, urine, nose. What are we talking about? Pet hair. This is why everybody needs to be searched. And these guys who were driving by, let me say this too. The guys who were driving by yesterday, they need to do a thorough search of their cars. They need to have a dog search their cars. Take something to Nancy's and then take the dog to these people's cars to see if the dog picks up on a scent. It probably wouldn't be a scent now because you're going into week 4. But if she bled in their car and they didn't get it up, that dog should pick up on anything like blood, urine, or whatever. So I pray that they took dogs to Carlos' house and car, girlfriend's car, van, that Luke guy, his house, his cars, the Range Rover, and also these people who they pulled over yesterday. You should take dogs to their vehicles to make sure. Thank you. Hello, South Korea. Thank you. Follow me on the Newsbreak app. I'm over there giving commentary as well. Follow me here. Take the polls on my community page. Comment under this video. Like, share, subscribe. Share this information to your friends. Follow me on Instagram, big.sexy.71. And if you like to donate to this great network, $ Big Angie 129 Cash App. Thank you for listening. 2 hours and 10 minutes. I'm going to go enjoy myself. It's the weekend. Check out my movie of the week. Be careful what you say. It's about podcasters giving people advice. And some woman decided to take the advice, but things didn't work in her favor. Now she wants revenge against these podcasters for the bad advice. I have yet to watch it because I've been so busy with this Nancy Guthrie. Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you. Thank you all. I appreciate the love and listening. And let's pray for this family. Let's pray for resolution. Don't know if they're back in the house yet. Don't know if Savannah's going back to work. But like I said, she's a mother, a wife. She works. She has a job. She's obligated. I don't know if going back to work will be helpful to her. It might. But if there's no movement on the ground, yes, she should go back to work. She should go back to work. I'm not saying it'll make her feel any better, but just saying being around other people, positive people, getting back to her normal habits, routine. I'm sure her children miss her. Maybe seeing some, happy faces, getting kisses and love and hugs will make her feel a little bit better and not just dwell on the fact that her mom is missing and possibly the worst. Oh, thank you. I'm getting ready to. I'm going to make me some tuna, I think. But I know this late. But anyway, thank you all so much for the love. And I'm going to get in here and put my little canisters up and put my little sugar and stuff in my canisters like a little old lady. I'm going to pimmage around in here and do some things. But thank you. And I'm going to come back later, probably tomorrow. We'll talk about this little black bird out of Pontiac, Michigan. That mother went to court. And she was a little unruly in court, making faces and stuff and saying stupid stuff during court. And the judge should have held her in contempt because she stormed out of court while the judge was still talking. And I would have gave her the business, let her know. You the one neglected your kids and had your kids living in filth while you were out here chasing men and doing whatever you wanted to do. Maybe I give you some more time in jail. See, you got to, as my daddy used to say, treat them like a trick. That's what I would have done. Oh, you gonna storm out my courtroom? Hold on a minute. Bailiff, bring her back. Miss Lady, what's your problem? This is my court. This is my courtroom. You gonna stand here until I'm done. So let me help you out. I gave her a few more weeks in jail. Give her time to tighten up that wig. That lace front with them badass edges. I said that. She ain't learned nothing. You going to court for fraud, welfare fraud, and abuse of your children. You left your children in deplorable conditions in a nice townhouse, nice area. To me, you left those kids to die. Okay? And then you gonna step up in the courtroom and be talking crazy to the attorney and disrespecting the court and the judge? Oh, hell no. What's the old saying? I can show you better than I can tell you. I'm gonna hold you in contempt. Give you some more time, let you think about it. Because let me tell you something about a judge. That judge, that female judge can tell her, since you don't know how to act appropriate in my courtroom, how about you sit your ass in here sit your ass in jail until you go to trial? Because I view the trial as, coming up. You sit in jail and you can play with your lace front wigs if they decide to want to leave your little ugly ass wigs on your head in jail. And you and your inmate friends can play around with them wigs and twist them around and roll them up on toilet paper. Do what the hell you want to do. I'm gonna let you play in here for a little while. Because you don't know how to act. That's the last person we play with is the judge. You understand? You leave out when she is done talking, he's done talking. Then you leave out and go outside and raise all the hell you want. Because see, her lawyer should have told her, let me tell you something, don't disrespect me. I'm here to represent you. And then the lawyer can really get stupid and say, after what you have done to your kids, you ought to be glad you're getting representation. Checkmate. Oh, let me tell you something. She would really be mad at that if that lawyer said, you know what? You embarrassed me in that courtroom and was talking crazy while the judge is talking. I recuse myself. Your Honor, I'd like to recuse myself. I'm having problems with she, and I don't think we're a good fit. And the judge couldn't get mad because the judge saw how she was acting. She's doing all this while the judge talking, and she's doing all this with her lawyer. Like, You just gonna let her say that? You just gonna let her, you know, like, the hell? What did she say? Like, what you talking about? Oh, man. This is coming from a dirty bird that left her children in the most deplorable conditions. And you saw the house, because I showed it to you last year, how nasty that townhouse was. These children were drenched in boo-boo. Not taking a bath, not getting their hair washed, combed, nothing. Never leaving. And then she got there to go into court and talk crazy. Couldn't be queen as a judge. I would have told her, let me help you out. You're not going home tonight, sister. I'm getting ready to put you in another cell and let you think about your ways. Oh, she been mad as hell. The judge said, I'm gonna hold you in contempt and you're gonna stay in a cell until trial. And you better pray 12 members of a jury find your ass crazy. And that was the point of the hearing, really. She trying to act like, I think they're trying to say she ain't ready for trial. But the judge was letting her know, you have showed up for every court appointment, so we know it ain't nothing wrong with you. And you've admitted that you know that you sacrificed your children. The detective said, he testified to that on the witness stand. So you now want to be in the court acting like, you know, you boo-boo the clown, you don't know nothing. But you know how to wear them wigs, them $2 wigs, coming up in there like you getting ready, you know, go on a date. Ain't nothing wrong with you. You're just selfish, that's all. You're selfish. All right, everybody, I'm out of here. Thank you for your time and listening. The Vault XL. Talk to you guys later. Have a good weekend.